About our problem. So let's start our class with a new concept, that is a magnetic circuit. Okay. To understand the concept of magnetic circuit, a transformer will be we are selecting. So basically this will be we are called as a core type transformer. So simply we can understand a magnetic material. It is made up of cast iron or silicon steel, whatever the material. A rectangular or a sphere shaped frame will be we are selected here. So the frame will be we are placed and wire is wounded.
Total
A copper wire
gaming.
is wounded
Free Fire.
around the one limb. So this will be we are called as a limb. This is leg. Limb or we call as a leg. So basically it is having the two legs. So this is a one leg and this is a second leg. Or we are called as this is a limb. This is one limb and this is another limb. So basically it is consisting of the two limbs. Right? So on one of the limb we are placing the copper conductor, means winding is placed on the one end. So how many turns is there? We are assuming as there is n number of turns is there. So next, what is the current flowing through that winding? We are assuming as a capital I. So first we are taking a magnetic material in a sphere shape or the rectangular shape. So basically these two shapes will be generally we are considered. Sometimes we are taking the square shape, sometimes we are taking the rectangular shape. Whatever the matter, it is not the important thing. But we are taking a rectangular shape, magnetic material we are selected, and we are placing a copper conductor on of the one limb. So next, what we are doing here, we are connected to the electrical supply, which results the current I will be flowing through that conducting material. So follow to the winding. How many number of turns is there? Then we are assuming there is n number of turns is there. So n is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here n is equal to 5. For example, if it is more than that, so then we are indicating with a capital N. What we are assuming here, a unit north pole is generated. In the previous classes, we discussed about whenever current is passing through a conducting material, which is creates electromagnetic field. So we are assuming when the supply is connected to this winding, a unit north pole is generated. We are assuming at the center of this limb, a unit north pole is generated. It is stationary? No, because the continuous supply will be flowing through the conducting wire or winding, which results the electron movement will be take place. Similarly, whatever the magnetic field existence, that is also will be start moving. So which path can be possible? There are two paths will be possible. If there is no core material will be we are placed, the magnetic field will set up in the air gap. So whatever the free space is available inside of that winding, so on that gap the magnetic field will be set up. But when we are placing a core material, is nothing but magnetic material, the flux will be linked or it will be flowing through the magnetic material. So here we are assuming the unity N pole will be generated at core material and it will be start moving. It will be start moving around the core material and reaches to the point whatever it is generated as the initial point. Just we are assuming, actually it is not taking here, just we are taking, it will be start at point B, reaches to point B here, reaches to point C here, reaches to point B here, and finally it will be reaches to the point A. So what is the path? So simply we are taking the path of magnetic flux. So here flux is indicated by means of phi. This is the direction. This is the direction of flux. What is the path of flux? A, B, C, D, A. It forms a closed path. It forms a closed path. So here we want to remember one thing. Whatever the flux is produced inside of magnetic material, that is depending upon the two things. What are the two things is there? One is number of turns, one is current, and the third thing is the magnetic material, whatever we are using. For example, it is a high resistive magnetic material. The flux is generated by means of that is very greater. It is least, automatically the performance will be decreased. But we are not considering that thing at instant. Just we are thinking about the two things. The magnetic material permeability, that is we are called as a mu r, relative permeability of material, we are assuming as a constant. We are assuming as a constant. It is depending on the three factors. One is the number of turns, current flowing through that coil, and third one is the relative permeability of magnetic material. But what we are assuming here, the mu r is we are assuming as a constant. So what are the rest of things is there? Only two things is there. One is the current is there, and second one is the number of turns is there. So whatever the flux is generated, phi is directly proportional to the current directly proportional to number of turns. For example, current is more. If current is less, flux produced in the magnetic field will be less. Similarly, number of turns. If number of turns is increases, flux also increases. If number of turns is decreases, flux also decreases. So from these two things, so finally we can give a statement. What is the flux is produced is directly proportional to number of turns and current flowing through that one. So therefore, phi is directly proportional to I into N. But here phi, whatever the flux is produced, that is will be here called as a MMF, magnetomotive force. In the first chapter we discussed about EMF, electromotive force. The movement of electrons will be take place, that is will be we are called as an EMF. Here we are taking as a MMF, magnetomotive force. So magnetic flux will be moving from point A to B, B to C, C to D, and it will be formed a closed path. So because of that reason, so whatever the flux is generated, that we are considering as a MMF produced in a magnetic field. So it's nothing but MMF is equal to N into I. N into I. So that is the, how can we are estimate the unit? N is a turn, current unit is the ampere. So ampere turns. Ampere turns is the unit. Right? So this is a basic concept we want to remember. So first what we discussed here, we are taking a magnetic core, that is made up of silicon steel or cast iron, whatever it may be the material. So we are taking that one. We are placing winding on one limb. Winding on one limb. So when we are placing on one limb and is connected to the supply. So before connecting to the supply, what we are assuming, there is n number of turns is available. So whenever it is connected to the supply, the current will be start flowing through the conductors, that is we are assuming as a I. So whenever current is passing through the coil or winding, we are assuming a unit pole is generated. So it is not stationary. It is moving from one place to the another place if there is a proper path is available. If there is no path is available, it will be rotating in the air field, air gap, whatever the gap is available inside that coil. So on the coil, it will be take place the movement. But there is a path will be we are created with the help of the magnetic core. So then it will be starting from here. Just we are indicating the points as the A, B, C, D. So it will be flux will be generated at the center. The unit end pole, that is a pi, will be starting from here, reaches to point A, reaches to point B, and reaches to point C, D, and finally come to the same position, that is the point A. So if you are indicating the path, that is the path of the flux is A, B, C, D, A. So right from the data figure, we can observe the two things. Actually, there is the three things is present. So whatever the flux is produced is depending upon the three quantities. One is the current flowing through that coil, number of turns, and third one is the relative permeability of that material. So what we are assuming here, the relative permeability is we are assuming as a constant. So because of that reason, we are not touched about the relative permeability mu r value. So rest of things what is present is here, there are two things is there. One is the I value and second one is the N value. So here the flux is directly proportional to the current and directly proportional to the number of turns. If turns increases, flux increases. Turns decreases, flux decreases. Similarly, whenever I value increases, automatically flux value increases. If I value decreases, automatically flux produced in the material also decreases. So from that we are draw a relationship, that is phi is directly proportional to I, phi is directly proportional to N. So from this common, we are taking as the phi is directly proportional to I into N. But what is the flux is produces, that is will be we are called as a MMF, magnetomotive force. The force is existence by means of the movement of magnetism. So because of that reason, the flux will be we are called as a MMF. So what we are discussing about the EMF, the movement of electrons will be we are called as a EMF. Similarly, here we are assuming as the movement of magnetism. So the force is existence, that is will be we are called as a MMF is equals to N into I. Units commonly ampere turn. Ampere turn, that is the unit. So that is about the MMF. The second thing, it is depending upon the
फोन फुड़ी आता
reluctance.
वैसे तेरा दिमाग भी खराब
So
नहीं
up to
आता
here we discuss about the absolute
क्या देखता है फिर?
permeability. So those things will be we
दिखा रहे
discuss it. But the property of the reluctance can be depending upon the
वो फ्री फायर मेंटल दिमाग खराब कर लेता है ऐसा दिमाग भी दिमाग
So
खराब
what
कर
is
लेता
the material property we are called as a reluctance? Reluctance is nothing
ऐसा
but
चलता दिमाग
each and every
दिमाग
material
में पढ़ाई
having a
बातें
specific
सोप
resistance
करने का है
value.
था
Whatever it may
पूरा
be, it
फ्री
may be
फायर में
conductive
दिमाग लगाया
material,
समझ
or it may be resistive material, or it may be inflating material. So that is will be we are called as a reluctance. Reluctance is nothing but opposition. What is the opposition will be take place in a material, that is will be we are called as a reluctance. So common మనకు magnetic material కి reluctance value ఎక్కువ ఉంటే magnetic property అనేది అంత ఈజీగా ఫ్లో అవడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. So that is a concept also we should keep in our mind. So basically, current dependent flux, number of turns, the flux will be depend. At the same time, which material we are selected, that is also important. So it having a specific reluctance value, so which is having the opposition, so or the resistance property internally, that is will be we are called as in terms of magnetism reluctance value, that is donated by means of S. So the reluctance value is donated by means of S. So these are basic things we remember. So then we go for a small derivation for the phi value. Right. So the previous classes, what we had discussed, so those things also, it is very helpful for simplification of the phi equation. So already we know that B is equal to phi A. So why we are getting from this equation is that previous cases already we have simplified the relationship between area, flux as well as the flux density. Density is the B, strength is the H, A is the cross section area, phi is the flux produced. So here we are assuming the magnetic path length we are assuming as a L, and the cross section area of the core we are assuming as a A. So what is the density? Not only a single flux will be produced, a multiple fluxes will be produced. Not only just for easy remembrance point of view, so just we are drawing a single dotted line. But practically, how many number of turns is available, so that much fluxes will be produced. For example, if there is a 4 turns will be available, so according to that, the fluxes will be produced. Means there is a number of parallel fluxes will be produced. So first we want to find out what is the density. What is the density of the flux? So that we want to find out. So to find out that, just what we are taking the assumption, the magnetic length is we are assuming as a small l, and just we are assuming the cross section area is a small a. So from that we can write out a relationship. So the density of that material flux length is a B is equal to pi by A. So it is directly proportional to flux and inversely proportional to cross section area. So from that we can simplify B is equal to pi by A. So already this equation we have derived in the previous classes. Next, what we want to find out, magnetic force in a material. Density we have find out. But with a certain force, the magnetic path will be rotating. So means from point A to point D, again it will be closed to form a closed path. So with a small force, whatever the force. So generally we are considering as a force per 1 ampere current will be flowing through that coil. There is a 2 into 10 to the power of -7 Newtons. That force will be acting on the magnetic field line. So with that speed, they are rotating inside of a magnetic field. So because of that, so first we find out the magnetic field force. So we want to find out what is the force is acting on. So how can we find out? So the force can be find out by means of the H. Generally, physical term we are denoted with the capital F. But in case of the magnetic term, so that is denoted by means of the H. So H value, what is the equation for H? H is